Hello, Parvathy. You ready for your 10 questions?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Shoot.
Yeah. The director who shaped you the most as an actor is
Anjali.
Anjali
Yeah. Without a doubt.
in Bangladesh?
I think it was definitely Sarah. And she always she sets the camera up and everything, and when they're doing that, she would walk with you and she'd let you know what she's thinking, what she wants from the thing. I said, thank you so much for guiding me into that space. I was so struggling to get there. And she's like, no, thank you for trusting me with your mind and your body. Like, you are doing such a brave thing, like letting me access you in such a vulnerable way. And there's nothing more I appreciate from a director than acknowledging the fact that an actor comes in bearing everything.
Right.
All out.
Yeah.
That got me trusting her so much, like it was a trust fall. And I continue to do that. It also made me aware how other directors are different and how you need to protect yourself.
Like, give me one small instance of what she said for Sarah.
Dulquer, like Aju comes and meets her and she says that she's going away to Sydney, to Australia, and he doesn't stop her, right? They almost have a moment and he doesn't stop and he says all the best and he leaves. What didn't make to the movie is a part where she turns around and she sees her mom like seeing her. So there was supposed to be a shot where I turn around and I break down. So we never see Sarah break down in the film, but like there was supposed to be a shot where she's really emotional. For the first time you see Sarah cry. And you turn around and I was, for whatever reason, I couldn't cry. I just couldn't cry. And Anjali said, no, it's okay, it's fine. And in the meantime, she changed around so many things, like maybe the lighting, she changed a bit. We waited a little bit. And then, if I remember it correctly, Dulquer wore like lens in that film for a particular eye color that infected his right eye or something, and it went all red. And we were shooting at like midnight, past midnight, and we called it a night because of his eye, which saved me because the next evening when I did it, I could cry. And for me, she held space for me. I mean, technically, yes, the shot got saved because of Dulquer's eye, but for me, it was about the fact that she never came near me and tried to push me.
Yeah.
And the next day, when it was just a waterfall, soon after that, she came in and she'd just hold you like this. And I remember just laying my head on her lap, and whatever needed to leave, whatever didn't make it to the shot, just left my body. And that acknowledgement, it's so difficult for a director to do that while they're also making sure the next shot is being set and all that, to also kind of nurse you out of a dark space.
Yeah.
That I feel like I'll hold that forever in my life.
Yeah.
Maybe that shot didn't make it to the film, all of that, but this experience always stays with me. Yeah.
The last film you saw was?
Another year.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That one was
yeah.
fantastic. It took me a long time because everyone was raving about it for a while. And then I was like, anytime there's a hype about a project, I end up not watching it right then. Because I do get affected by opinions and reviews and spoilers. So I stay away from everything and I watch it like much later. So just recently I watched.
Okay. You're the bookworm. What are you reading now?
Reading a book called Women Don't Owe You Pretty.
Okay.
Yeah. A friend just gave it to me, so I just started reading. And also Green Light, Matthew McConaughey.
Okay.
Yeah. So that's two books at the same time. Both non-fiction. I think I'm grooving a lot more into the non-fiction space than fiction, yeah.
Right. I read Green Light last
You
year.
did?
Yeah.
Yeah, McConaughey is something else.
And it's more like a bunch of life tips.
Yeah, no?
Yeah,
Yeah, that's
like
what I needed.
He kind of jots down along the way as he was growing up.
Yeah.
And I found it.
It's interesting. I've just started reading it just about 5 days ago, and then my friend gave me Women Don't Owe You Pretty as well. And when she was like, maybe these are things you already know, but sometimes you need like a friend to kind of give you a revision of things you already know. You tend to forget. So I'm reading both. These are not things that I probably are like new information maybe, but it also gives me a bit, like I think McConaughey's way of talking is so assertive, like self-assertive. And I kind of need somebody's voice like that in my head. It's also Hugh Jackman and Tim Ferriss' podcast. I think I have listened to that like a book so many times. It's a 1-hour conversation with Hugh Jackman. Again, very similar to McConaughey's philosophy of existing. There's no room for doubt. That's what basically they're all saying. Yeah.
Right.
So, yeah.
Is it true that your dream role is Lady Macbeth?
Used to be. Once upon a time. I'd still love it if I get something written similar to that, something that's derived from it, but it's changed. Right now, for me, I do want to play someone who has the worst interest of other people in heart.
Okay.
Yeah.
The worst.
The worst.
Okay.
Like finding joy in others' miseries. I want to understand those people. I want to see why they become the way they are. Not to even sympathize or anything like that. I just want to know if someone's born with a certain genetic, certain chemical make that makes them the psychopaths they are, or makes them not loving or not smiling or anything like that, for them to induce pain in others. I just really don't understand. I mean, I realize that there are parts of me who's done that too, and we've all done that to our loved ones. But we always back it up by saying, no, but my intention was pure. It's the flaws in me over a period of time that's made me realize, oh, you're not that clean yourself. So how about like diving in deep? So if there is a character, and I don't want to say villain, I don't want to say negative, because we all have these capacities in us, and that's something that Meryl Streep said in one of her interviews. She says that I could be anybody. I could be a murderer another day. It just has to be the situation that shows up, puts me in that position, right?
Right.
So you always think that, oh, I'll never do that. It's going back again to the very beginning, where Sanjay Charian from Bobby Sanjay gave me Pooja from Notebook, and said, so she ditches her friends in the movie. And I said, I'd never do that. And he said, are you sure? If you'd lived her life, you were in her same state of mind, you would have. Going back to the empath that you are, you understand that you never get to say never.
When you reveal so much about yourself in interviews, is there a part of you that's screaming out saying, don't say so much, don't say so much, don't say so much, keep the stuff to yourself and use it in your acting?
No.
No.
The acting comes from somewhere else altogether. And I don't know, when I speak about myself and I pour out like that, there's a lot that I think leaves my system that shouldn't be contained in. And I thrive on watching people's interviews.
Okay.
I mean, other actors who speak so generously about their processes and their issues, that has taught me more than probably any acting class has taught me. Like, I feel not very alone. So there's also the element of I want to pass that on.
Yeah.
Like, I want to have people not hold the mystery of acting much. Like, you asked me about my technique in one film, I'm more than happy to talk, because it gives me joy to talk about it. And if somebody is able to see, oh, she did that and she said that in that interview, that's what she's doing in the shot, I'm like, well, good. Like, you put it together.
Right.
This is not a competition that you can't find my thing. I don't find pleasure in that. I just love the generosity of this whole craft. So no, I don't feel. And I feel like you might know me now, like maybe 5 months later, you might be, hopefully we'll be having another chat. I might not remember half the things that I was today.
Right.
I change so much every single day, I can't keep up. So,
yeah. Everyone changes.
Yeah, no. But it's just, that's the thing, like everyone does change, and I have lost the capacity, that's one, and interest in staying the same. And staying the same in terms of even my image. I'm like, but you never used to. I'm like, yeah, so now I am this. So, yeah.
How do you rate yourself as an actor?
At the moment, I'd say about an 8.5.
Okay.
An 8.5, yes. That 1.5 is just a lot of self-care that's required. Lot of cutting down on noises, lot of time to be taken for myself.
Right.
And that'll be a 10 on 10 like usual.
Now, you trained in Bharatanatyam for some time. Are there times where you wonder what would have been like had I followed that path?
Never.
Never?
No.
You did not want that at all?
Not at all. I think I hated going for dance class in the first few years.
And you did that for 10 years?
Yeah. But my mom wanted me to learn. So I used to go, and I used to hate sitting on Aramandalam and Murumandalam and all of that. Purely because I don't like physical pain, So I was like, I don't want to do this.
You'd rather do psychic pain for your characters. Yeah, see, that's you. Yeah,
that's me. But then I think my relationship with pain changed over a period of time. Workouts became very interesting for me, like not for the way I look or anything, but the way I can like condition my body became very exciting for me. That's one. But Bharatanatyam did not, I think for me it was Arangetam, the first ever show that you do, like as in your recital. After that, it just ended for me. For me, it was like the training could have been a lot more joyful. I did not feel that. I felt it was all directed towards shows and recitals and more than what you're doing for yourself. For me, it was always the question is like, your why needs to be clear, and what am I getting out of? And I wasn't really getting anything out of it. So, but now it's different though, like watching a lot of people dance, and I go for some classes once in a while, like contemporary or maybe even Bharatanatyam and all that. because that's for me now. That's not like directed for like
But
a
you're
show.
enjoying it now.
I'm
Yeah,
enjoying it
yeah.
now, yeah.
Your favorite female character in a film of all time is?
You know, Nicole Kidman in Rabbit Hole.
Wow. Yeah, that's a good choice. Yeah.
That's one of the top 5 for me.
Yeah.
I would really love to play her.
With some of your roles, you've said that you found it difficult to let go. How do you finally do that? How do you let go?
I do travel. Travel is a great way of letting
Yeah.
go. Again, like not being present and out and about, I just kind of go inward. That used to be. There are several ways that I did it. These days, though, I do things to my physical appearance. That's my one short way of really getting out of it. Like gel nails, who that? Like I never used to do these things. Like a Parvathy that I knew from before would never spend time on learning how to do makeup and like getting finer stuff to wear. I thought of all of that as like such a tiring. I still do find shopping to be extremely tiring. But I've started finding joy in these things. So getting a new nail color, like physically changing that experience of watching your own body change from what you were in the character shifts you completely.
Okay.
Like maybe change my glasses or straighten my hair. I know it's a very vanity related thing, but it's not. For me, it's about like I wear different clothes than what my character wears. Right. So if my character wears really baggy stuff, you'd probably find me wearing crop top and tight jeans for the next 1 month because it changes my experience in even the alankar part of the abhinaya. So that's what I'm doing now. It's a lot less brain work. So it's an external to internal pulling out from the character. And slowly those growing pains happen. Once in a while you kind of get triggered to go back to that. That's when you kind of sort of sit quietly or travel or get onto a flight or a train or something. Yeah. It's fun, Barry.
I know, but I'm just
I don't know what
imagining.
you're thinking.
I'm just imagining you on a train and not being mobbed. That's my thing, you know.
Nobody mobs me.
Oh, you're talking about train outside India?
No, here also. Like nobody does. Like I take like overnight trains. And that's okay. I mean, it has been about 2-3 years since I've taken an overnight train.
Okay.
But people don't really recognize you as much. They don't expect you to be there. They think you'll be in your limousine or something, right? Like, but they don't expect you there unless I start talking and they see my glasses or something. And thank God for COVID. Like, I mean, no, not a lot of people say thank God for COVID, but masks, amazing. I just actually step out and go get my medicines from a medical shop without anybody recognizing. And I love doing these errands. Doing these errands, going and getting my groceries, these are things that make you more rooted to what your life is. Yeah. Like, what is there in your fridge? I want to know what's there in my fridge and what I'm going to eat. And I'm not a great cook, but I'd like to cook something for myself. And suddenly you're just away from everything. Yeah.
What's your state of mind right now? What is the space you're in?
I want to sleep.
At this current moment.
Like right now, given what is the time, that exact moment is that I want to sleep.
You want to sleep? You've talked too much?
No, not because I've talked too much. I can never talk too much. I can keep talking.
Okay.
But I'll never get tired of that either. It's not even physical exhaustion. It's a lot of emotional exhaustion. And I realize that at this age, like unlike my 20s, I really give sleep a lot more importance. I cannot do late night phone calls. I cannot chat for all into the night. I can't even like do like a late night movie. Because I'm thinking, arey yaar, 10 o'clock ka show hai, then by the time I sleep, it'll be 1. No, I need to sleep by 9:30. Or even if I'm not sleeping, I need to be in my pajamas by 9:30 on a good day. That's a good day for me. So even today, I'm talking to you. I'm really enjoying this, but I'm looking forward to the sleep I'm going to get tonight.
Thank you so much for that.
No, seriously, very two different things.
Also, thank you for... You know, this is kind of a personal record because I think this is the first time in my interviewing career that anybody's uttered the word pajamas. So
really?
Yeah. So,
who are you talking to? Just talk to me.
Yeah,
Kaftans more than pajamas,
yeah,
but I'm a kaftani as I call myself.
All right. Thank you so much, Parvathy.
No, so much pleasure talking to you. Thank you, Betty.
Thank you.